Hi, and welcome to Rick's Corner. First off, I want to explain something to you because I had a few comments about some of my interviews, or actually one of them in particular. I have to expand. I'm on the silver era and the golden era of bodybuilding, which I absolutely love. I do stuff on wrestling, which I absolutely love. Nutrition, all that type of stuff. But sometimes you have to step outside your realm in order to grow. It's like with your workouts. You step outside your workout to do something different, or outside your diet, because that's the only way you can advance in life. Now, if I want to advance Rick's Corner, then I have to have people from other walks of life talk about nutrition, acupuncture. We talk about internet dating, dating in the gyms, etiquette in the gyms, things that are related but outer related as well. This is something that I need to do in order to create a bigger audience and maybe at some point get a network to look at it and say, you know what, you got a good show. Let's bring on guests from other walks of life, celebrities and all that, and then we'll have Rick's Corner on TV. That's my goal. So bear with me on that because it's really important to me, the years I have left, to strive to be even better than what I am now. I mean, every day is a new goal for me. As you all know, I'm a very positive person. I let nothing get in my way of stepping forward. And this is what I'm doing now. And I'm going to take all of you with me because you're such great fans. And I appreciate it so much. So going back to the silver era, I started thinking about this a lot because that was a very, very important time in my life. That's my formative years. And I started training in 1959 when I was in high school. I was 145 pounds playing lead guitar in a rock band every Friday night at the dances, looking at all the girls. So I thought, well, I'll build my body and I'll even have more girls, even though I had a gorgeous girlfriend. She's the one, I have to give her credit, still alive today, that got me into bodybuilding because she lived with two cousins who were football players, and they worked out, and I hung out with them, and I worked out in their backyard. It wasn't long before I exceeded where they were, and I started putting on a lot of muscle. And she said to me one day, "You're getting a lot, really, really lumpy. I don't know if I like it." I said, "What's not to like? Everybody else does." I think that's why she didn't, because everybody else did. So I said, this is what I'm going to do, and this is what you got me into, and I'm headed towards something. She moved away and went away to college, and I just continued what I was doing. Well, I read all the magazines that were out at the time, and most of them were by Bob Hoffman. Hoffman was a big promoter of AAU, Olympic lifting, and powerlifting. And he didn't want anything to do with bodybuilding. There was not much around on bodybuilding at all that I knew of at the time. So I read those, and I got into powerlifting. I did bench press, squat, and deadlift, and those are really the good foundation for building a good body. Just like having a house and a good foundation, you don't want it to crumble. So you have to have some sort of basis in lifting in order to build your body on. He had a protein called Bob Hoffman's protein. It came in a can, spelled P-R-O-T-E-E-N. That's not protein. Protein is P-R-O-T-E-I-N. Why is it labeled that? I don't know. I don't even know what it is, but I took it. It was horrible, and I took it for a while, and I just couldn't stand the taste of it, and so I discarded it, although I've tasted worse things and taken them. So he had something else called Energol, which is basically wheat germ oil, and wheat germ oil is pretty good for you, even if you don't train. It has some good faculties in it, and also brewer's yeast. Brewer's yeast has B vitamins. It also burns fat, builds muscle, and has a lot of good things in it, and I'm taking that again today because I looked it up on the internet, and I like what it does, and it's very inexpensive. Anyway, I read his magazines for a while, and I did the powerlifting, and I decided I want to do more bodybuilding, and I found Joe Weider's magazines. And I thought, now we're talking. Those photos are what I want to do. And I found these pictures of the Brunet brothers out of Canada, Pierre and Yvonne Brunet, which I have photos up here. These guys were awesome. They had unbelievable bodies for back in the 60s. And they had the vacuum and the big shoulders, arms, chest. I mean, everything was right there, and it was obtainable. You look at that and say, I can do that. I know I can do that. So I read those magazines. I found them on a legendary website. That's where I found this photo, and I also found a photo of me on the same site, which I had no idea that I was even on it, but I was. Kind of nice and flattering. Well, their diet back then was meat, eggs, and milk. That's what put on muscle. So I ate meat, eggs, and milk. In fact, I had so much milk, I was drinking 3 quarts a day. And my mom says to me, she says, "Rick, I can't afford to buy your milk bill. You know, you're going to have to move out or do something else or buy your own milk because I'm not going to buy it anymore." So I did it for a while, and I quit drinking because it really upset my stomach, and that much milk is constipating. It's just not a good thing to do. However, even though I did, in this photo you'll see I still had abs. I don't know how I did it, but I did. And I put on a lot of muscle. Well, I went on and trained and did what I had to do, and training was a lot different then. I'd go to the YMCA, and all my buddies were there. We work out and inspire each other, and it wasn't an ego thing with contests. It was just working out, and I enjoyed it. And back then we would do the squats, deadlifts, bench press. We added upright rows, curls, tricep extensions, and then standing calf machine with a chain with the weights on it. They would swell back and forth, and they hit you in the legs and skin your shins up as you were doing calves. I remember this so well. And the barbell was bent. Some of the barbells so much weight they'd bend, so you'd press them and they would rotate on you as you were doing the lift. It just was really kind of weird. But at least I got my workout. It was a YMCA, it was cheap, and I was able to build my body. Well, time went on, and I worked out a little bit more, and I changed my diet up a little bit more, and I saw changes coming about, and then we moved on into the golden era where I learned even more. But what I want to do is bring you more in the silver era, and I want to bring individuals like Mickey Hargitay, for example, Mr. Universe, and Joe Benda, and we've got Dennis Tinerino, who passed away, but he was from the 60s, and Harold Poole. These names you may not be familiar with, or you might be. These guys were tremendous bodies. This was before growth hormones and all these things that guys take today, and they build it on hard work. So I want you to stay tuned with me and bear with me when I do other things, as I have to once in a while. But I'm going to bring you more and more of the silver era of bodybuilding, and you're going to love every minute of it. And thank you for being my fan, and thank you for being my friend. And I'll get back to every one of you when you have a comment. And the reason I gave you this one today and the explanation is because of your comments, and I want to keep you happy. Stay tuned for more Rick's Corner, because I'm going to bring you more from the silver era and the golden era of bodybuilding, because I know you love it so much, and so do I. Thank you so much.